Anyway, it's not serious. Man said, go and donate your blood, fam. Can't wash away sins, but can help those with supercell. What?
Oh yeah, Supercell.
What?
I didn't bash it enough, you know. It's actually
Whoa,
decent acting.
wait, what?
Just start the show.
Wait,
What are we doing? What do you want us to do?
Happy New Year.
Are you not coming in the episode? Why are you being boring?
Why are you not gonna come
I'm not
to?
coming in the episode. I'll say Happy New Year.
Yeah, come jump in.
flashiness.
It's about flashiness. There's no episode plan, so we'll be on the same page everybody
but
else.
that's insane.
How what?
Because I talk loose. Like,
And so do we. You ever seen naps? You start, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
go on.
like
No,
brilliant.
I'll
guys.
promise.
Okay, yeah. Yes, guys, we're back. Special guest today.
I can't sit in this.
So, guys, this is introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Bunmi. Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm one without a title. I just do a lot.
Nah.
One without a title. That's
Nonchalant gimmick. What's your
No,
title?
it's
Say
not.
your title, bro.
Humble
don't have
gimmick,
a
bro.
title.
Sick
You
of
do
it.
have a title.
Yeah.
I do like the creative stuff. Anything creative to do with the podcast.
She's Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah.
Was that-
CCO.
CCO.
Stop this. And then I also believe them. Yeah, that's the extra title. Yeah. Especially naps. You know, I had to pray before I came today because I was seeing you. I was like, I hope
You
I
needed
can
the patience.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do I need to pray to be more
You know, I used to want
better?
I used to want all sons, like 3 sons, and then I met you.
Oh, damn.
Dark.
100%, bro. You
Nah,
don't
I
have
don't
three
think
sons.
I can.
I can't lie. I don't think anyone can have 3 me. That's why my parents only got 1 of me in it.
Yeah.
Who's Gaffick is? But I don't think he's some special guy.
I am.
You definitely are special. You definitely are. So, guys, I had something I was thinking about recently. It was Black Friday, right? And I wanted to buy a watch because I have a blue watch and I have a gold face watch. I don't have any silver watches. So, like, when I wear like a blue suit, my blue watch is kind of like, it doesn't fit every kind of suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And same way, sometimes when I wear a black suit or a grey suit, I want a silver watch. So then, cool. I was going to pick a watch. And I was
A
looking.
Rolly.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Well, actually, we could be there yet, but I'll be eating bread and water for the whole 2025.
That's
So-
the wrong place.
It's calm, bro. Just say what everyone says. It's an investment.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate your value, bro.
Are you not going to chip in for this investment? Okay. But so I was thinking about, I saw this nice watch I wanted. It was like £125. It was on sale. It was actually off price.
That's not bad for
Yeah, not
us.
bad.
I
It's
think
not.
It's even cheap for
But
us.
not
Stainless steel.
But then I saw some watches that were calm, £50-60. Some Seiko, Casio, you know what I'm saying, innit? But then obviously you can see the higher end ones, the Tag Heuers, obviously up to
Omega.
the up to the Rolly level. Cool. But then I was thinking to myself, yeah, when I was deciding between which one to buy, by the way, in the end I didn't buy one because
Boring.
that's I just didn't, innit?
Consumerism,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Consumerism.
But then
Daniel knows. I'm like,
Yeah.
the
I learned it. I
biggest
learned it from
consumer.
her. Slow.
But then this is what I was questioning
What does
myself.
that mean?
It's like you just like
Just
buying
buying
stuff.
it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
just-
But now I was thinking to myself,
Think about
like, cool.
No.
You see, when it comes
Very
to
fickle,
what
by
you
the
do
way.
with your money as a Christian, you see, if I buy it, let's say I was to buy a watch that's a rack, just because I really, really like it,
Yeah.
when I could have bought the one that's £60-70
And then
and done
use-
something else with the rest of the money. Where does it come to when like we're buying nice things? What's being overly extravagant as a believer, and what's just spending your money because you made it?
Bro, I can't lie. I've been thinking about that bear, you know.
He says
Like-
in Essential City.
Nah, but
And you have like 5 of them.
nah, I have
He
2.
doesn't.
Did you give any to the poor this Christmas? I'm just asking.
Hey.
Maybe. I was thinking of it because it's like, I don't know what, like, for example, like, you just made a good point. Maybe, like, some of the juvies might see my Essential City and be like, raw, like,
Breaded.
he's breaded, he's gone. Obviously, like, people in main service aren't thinking about that. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of hard, like, where do you blur the lines or where do you draw the lines? Because it's like, how to explain it? I think one thing is that one of my things in terms of, like, I guess a level of, like, not trying to be too flashy or too, like, showy to people is, like, do I feel like this would distract a lot of people? Would people start looking at it and thinking? But at the same sense, like I said, maybe some of the juvies who see Essentials, or even some of them might see a Nike Tech and be like, raw. Do you get what I mean? So it's kind of hard to, like, think. I feel like there's some, for example, when I was thinking about this on the way here, I feel like if you had a gold wrapped BMW, that's something you just can't have working.
But
in
why
ministry.
though?
Do you know why? Because I feel like it's too many. You see, you see a bit like you know, this is what we say a lot about, like, Maverick City making music with, like, secular artists. It's not necessarily bad in itself, but it's like, does this cause more drama than peace, if that makes sense.
Cool, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Does this then now change on the settings? Because, for example, let's say you had a church in a really deprived area and you came in with a £200 watch and a really nice suit that only costs a couple £100. Would that not be the exact same thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's a bit
because then now is it relative to where you are?
I think that's what it is though. I think you're making the point in that point that I think it is relative to where you are, because for example, like for now, let's just say you have a church in Knightsbridge. I don't know. An average salary of your, because I guess maybe you might not know, but maybe as a senior pastor, you know like the wealth of your church is maybe from tithes, maybe from etc. etc. Now you have what's it called? A
Maserati.
Yeah, you have a Maserati. Well, you have a Mercedes. You have a Mercedes truck.
Oh.
But everyone else in your congregation has Porsche Cayenne or like all of these things.
Cool, but
then it's like,
does it change if you're not a minister? Because I think that's also, because I feel like the pastor conversation is a little bit not washed, but it kind of doesn't matter, because I think that more people are not pastors than people that are. And I think, what about now if you're just a regular member of the congregation?
I think it kind of. I think
it works the same.
I don't think it works the same. You know, I think
You don't think?
I don't think it works the same. Just because like I think people will look at you if you're living a proper lavish luxury life, regardless, because it's very.
It's on the eyes.
It's on the eyes, if that makes sense.
And
But I don't think
is that a problem as a Christian to be living a proper lavish luxury life?
Depends what it is though.
Yeah, but
do you get what I mean? Like, yeah,
this
go
is
ahead.
like this is a discussion about modesty. That's what I've arrived at now.
Okay.
Because what you
She's arrived.
no, it's because I was looking at you guys brought memory verse to mind, and I have this discussion with one of my leaders at church, and it was
Is it AP?
No. Shut up. It was what's it called? It was we were talking about Sarah Jakes Roberts in America.
Yeah.
And she had like a women's conference. And what she wore was so nice, but it was like
Expensive.
nice.
Was
like
it LV?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't branded. It was
it.
just like really like flamboyant. Like it was drip. Like you want it, type of thing. And like her wigs are always laid and they're always like nice and everything. So it's like obviously you're saying those young people don't look at you when you're preaching, but she's a model woman in the way that she's dressing, right?
Yeah.
And the focus can be lost in her apparel.
Yeah.
And then
People say the same about Manito's trainers.
What's her name?
Sarah Jakes Roberts.
No, it's true. But that was my point. That's how I do it in terms of like, will it distract? Will it take away the main point from who I am? If
and
that
then
makes sense.
you spoke about appropriateness.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Somebody suggest this guy.
You spoke about appropriateness, and I think it is truth to that. You can't be decked out in flashy things head to toe when you're doing, I don't know, a Sunday service. Like I think.
But if someone comes into your church like with an LV suit, how are you gonna feel?
No one's checking for you, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like if you're a congregation member, it's a bit
But
different.
is it just about when you're in church?
Yeah,
or what
that's my
about the
thing,
wider
yeah.
world?
I think.
Because imagine. So, God, what are you gonna say?
Yeah, cause I think like when we look at Acts 2 and 3, or Acts 2 and 4, when they talk about how like they shared possessions and all that stuff around. I think like the mindset of a Christian is that we are less of us, less for us and more for like everybody else.
Philippians chapter 2.
Yeah, I think that's what it should be like. So I'm not saying
selfish in your thinking.
This doesn't mean that you can't have nice things. Because I'm not for Christians like doing struggle ball for the sake of it. You can't buy nice things, you can't buy a nice house, and so I'm not saying you can't in it, because at the end, you also have a duty to your family. And if you have the ability to be able to provide for your family, why wouldn't you? However, though, that provision, when it's a bit too much, and that extravagance can be used for the betterment of either the kingdom, for people that are, because like it's not just telling people that God loves them. If you've got the possessions, and this comes with stewarding your things that God's given you as well. Like if God has given you a lot, to whom much is given, much is expected, much is required. So if you've been given a lot, much is required of you. That's just the scripture. Whether you're a pastor, whether you're just a church member, like I believe that like
kingdom.
It shouldn't just be a thing of like, oh, because I'm not really in a position of leadership, and I've worked so hard for all of this stuff, that is just for me. I don't really, especially as a Christian, that kind of mindset I think is so selfish.
That's what the guy said in that video you sent.
Yes, exactly. That guy, like, because even let's use an example before you speak here. Let's say like I don't know, your church is trying to like build a new building, and let's say the building is £5 million, but like this is just because you just want a new building.
Yeah.
You have a building that is okay, maybe it's not too like great, but it does the job.
Yeah.
Like it's calm. Maybe it's a 6 out of 10, but if you build this building, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if like using that 5 million to build a new building is more beneficial to the kingdom than using that 5 million to maybe like missionary work, like giving it out to maybe like obviously someone that's trusted and giving it to a people group that's never heard about Christ.
But then
I don't know.
But you see where this now comes down to a personal level.
That's deeper, you know.
So everybody here, what? I've got a Nat Reacts, New Balances, Converses. Cool. We could have all bought M&S trainers and used.
70. Oh, they're not normal ones, innit?
Yeah,
they're the expensive ones.
Yeah,
the consumerism
it
ones.
was guys.
Cool, but all of us are wearing
CCO, bro.
all of us are wearing like decently good branded trainers, right?
Yeah.
We could have all wore M&S, Skechers, whatever, and used
not
it.
cheap.
Nah, M&S trainers will not be.
M&S trainers are cheaper than New Balance. They're cheaper than trainers. They're cheaper than New Balance.
M&S trainers in my life.
That's because you're too busy looking at New Balance.
Yeah, too busy spending racks on New Balances, bro.
But this is my thing, cool.
Is it really essential though?
But you see what I'm saying about like you see the church example, yeah? I think if we saw a church doing that, we'd all think that, but you could have just chilled in your building, especially if it's not a thing where you needed more space. You couldn't use your building, but use 5 million for a new building. Now, when you look at it on a personal level, we're all wearing trainers that I don't think anybody here spent less than. Okay, cool. You got yours 45 in it.
Yeah,
I think mine was like £50 as well. But anyways, another point. Cool.
How much was this?
It was a Christmas present. I don't know. I don't know.
You pay tithes.
What's Abby got? I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. But like, cool. We could have all spent less on our trainers, right? Yeah. And used the extra £20-30, even if it's just that, to charity. Because you see the whole thing of to who much is given.
Looking at that.
Technically speaking, we are all people who much because on the grand
but more is required from us.
Like we are the more.
Just because we're not doing it doesn't mean it's not required.
But this is the thing. I feel like a lot of people, like when you look at us, like living in the UK as young London people, cost of living, we just came out of uni. I feel like we are very quick to say that we're not the people to who much is given.
We are.
Definitely are.
If you look at others, say they got more than me. So
do you get me? Whereas when if you were to look at like across the whole world, across the 8-9 billion people on this
we're
world,
in the top 1%, bro.
Easily. Okay, 1%, not top 1%. I don't know. Top 1 billion for sure, though. Top 1 billion, definitely.
Even less than that, probably.
Yeah, probably top 500 million.
But yeah, no, I get.
No, definitely. I get your point. That's why I said that there is a balance in it. Like I'm not saying that. You get I don't know 5k a month. And you just give 4.9.
Anybody who's getting 5k a month, do you need a PA?
Finance,
please change our lives.
You're getting 5k. You're getting 5k a month. Bless us. And I'm not saying I just go and give 4.9k to the work of God or to charity. Because again, as I said, like you still do live in a world that like you want nice things. Because the back one, I can't remember the verse, but it says that God wants us to prosper just as our soul prospers as well.
John 1.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? To what extent is prospering and wanting nice things?
I think that's why it's I can't lie. I know it's boring, but I think it's a discernment thing. I don't think you can. And when I mean discernment, it doesn't necessarily mean by yourself in the multitude of people as well, because you can't just. There isn't. How to explain it? There isn't a line in the sand that you could, like you said, I bought £45 Converse. Like you said, I could have bought trainers from Shuzo and £10. Am I dragging it?
No,
but I know I'm not.
But then does it come down to what you're doing the rest of your money? So for example, because somebody could be incredibly cheap, and just not do anything with the money. Or they could be cheap and spending the money.
But that changes the context to flashiness and like extravagance to stewardship. Do you get what I mean?
Because I think sometimes I wonder, is it because we spoke about kind of the thing about people's perception of you, but I think we haven't spoken about how do people from the outside perceive us as Christians, and to what extent are we reflecting Jesus if we're choosing to buy flashy things? That's one thing. But then there's also the stewardship thing. So for example, if you buy, let's say, I don't know, in a month you spent £1,000 on clothes, but you give 1.5 to charity and whatever, is that different to the person? Let's say your salary.
£1,000 on clothes.
Yeah, but then again, it's Like
that's not as difficult as you think.
That's not difficult.
That could be depending on where you're
I haven't done that.
No,
Never done
stop.
that.
No,
Hear me out. Wait, naps.
No, it's not. That could be one chucky and one pair of trainers. No, real. That's not
One dude, bro. That's B30s, bro, and a Uniqlo trekkie. Done.
You just in a month or is it month?
But you can do it every month. By the way, I went to film the other day. I was in Flannels the other day, bro.
Clothes is crazy, bro.
Nah, it's not that crazy. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. For example, like no, but hear me out.
Keep your innocence, bro.
But first, yeah, it's actually not that hard. But what's it called? Nah,
what? It's a lot easier to spend a rack on clothes.
It literally is. Bro.
He's so small.
Bro, this guy's still in Christmas season, bro. But bien, like, I guess it goes back to like this kind of question, like in terms of like, for example, people navigate their lives based on where they're at and their earnings. For example, like you see how Nap said £1,000 on clothes, but how to explain it? If someone's earning 100 racks a year, that might be proportional to someone who's earning like 30k a year, spending 2 bills on clothes. Do you get what I mean? Like the principle, you can't do it in
money.
You can't do it in money units. You have to do it in like weights. You know, You know, in maths we used to do weights of stuff. I forgot what it is. You have to do it like in percentage and in weights, because that's what I'm saying. Like 1k on 1k a month could actually be cheap, because
you know what I'm
thinking the guy's earning whatever.
So are people flashy or people to pocket watches?
But you know, I'm not sure if I agree with you. I don't know if I agree on the pocket.
Yeah, is it?
I think people pocket watch Christians too much, in my opinion, innit? But
I think it's not enough.
Though, I think no, it's not enough. No.
I'm being serious.
No. You know what it is? And no. People pocket watch Christians, innit? And I think they pocket watch Christians a lot, innit?
No, I think people
what they can't do is force Christians to do things, innit? And that's something else. But I think like okay, cool. Like, for example, the apostles that were sharing everything. I'm not gonna lie to you though. Back then, these men were broke. Like then, it's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. These men, no.
That is a view of Naps.
Where's the scripture? Where's the bro?
Can I land it? Alright, cool. Most of these apostles, they're not coming from money, bro. They're not coming from money. They're not coming from extravagant things, whatever. The fact that the church has to pull everything together and wants to share everything, there's a value in there. If they really wanted, they had kingdom finances,
they were away from home.
I'm sure they had kingdom finances.
This ain't enduring word, bro.
No.
You did not land that.
Cool.
If you look at chapter 4,
let me get to my point. My point is that this like pocket watching Christians is not a new thing. Like people have been pocket watching Christians. My problem, like pocket watch Christians as much as you like, I don't care, innit. That's not my thing. My thing is what do you feasibly expect them to do? Like and this is what I agree with you in terms of
the person who has the money.
Yeah, like this is what I sort of agree with you in the sermon. I think on the most part, people that claim to have the Holy Spirit, they claim to have a relationship with God, like they will know when they're doing too much. Like I'll be honest with you, there's some things I'm not gonna wear to studio because it's like, why would I wear it to studio? There's some things I'm not gonna wear to church. It's like it's just not the place for it. But if I get invited to Square's 27th for we're going out somewhere nice. Sorry.
Prophetic, maybe prophetic. I don't know.
Sorry. And we're going somewhere like nice, and it's a mad good dinner, and it's like everyone's dressing up, and it's like, okay, I'll put in the extra jewelry, I'll put on the extra things, the nicer things.
But can I say something?
And I'm not gonna feel bad about it.
Can I say something? I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't, but you see how we're slightly ascribing to what the modern version of appropriateness.
That's what the modern version
of what appropriateness is or isn't. Shall I tell you why people pocket watch Christians? Because as a religion, as a faith system, whatever you want to call this, we are followers of Jesus. Yes or no?
That's what I was about to say.
In following Jesus, we should be the world standard of modesty, humility, and tidiness.
Yeah, but what does modesty look like?
Okay, pause. No, we'll get there. But cool. So now,
2 years ago, same episode.
So now, let me ask you guys a question. So, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have the gift of teaching?
Yeah.
What would make your stewardship of the gift of teaching a good use of it?
What?
What would make it a good use of using your gift? Would it not be sharing it with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, from looking at the parable of the talents, everybody would say, if God has given you a gift, teaching, praying, if you do not share it with everybody,
bro, it's for
what's the thing that everybody says? I want to die empty. Everybody thinks about this stuff until it's your bank account.
Bro, hear me, because my thing is, yeah, like I think we've, like as you said, like this appropriateness thing, like we've kind of made it our own, like in a way of the way that these man did it in Acts 2 and 4, whatever. We're not doing it like that, but we've made this the norm. So we think that this is calm.
So do we need to go back to that?
But how do you know? Wait. My question is that how do you know that we're not doing that like that?
Cool. Let me say why. I think because you see, when I look at the parable of the talents, a good use of what God has given you is when you've used it for the best glory of God to the use of other people, right?
Yeah.
And so now I think on a basic level, it does come from giving first before you give to yourself. And so
what does that look like outside of church tithes?
Outside of church tithes, I think it looks like. I think church tithes and charity can be enough to cover it.
Yeah, and if you still look flashy then you're pocket watching.
That's true. But firstly, I think I don't think that pocket watching. I don't think that pocket watching other Christians is a bad thing. I think it's what we should do. We're called to judge. We're called to judge one another.
Hold them to the standard.
Now, obviously, you're correct. Like, if you've given loads. And you still have enough to make yourself look nice. Go on with your things, innit?
Yeah, I'm for
that. I think that there is certain, like, the thing is, firstly, given the state of the world that we live in, there is always more you can give. There's homeless people you walk past. There's charities. There's millions of charities in this country alone.
But then that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but then, really and truly, like, you're not.
You can't help everyone.
The proper disposition isn't necessarily like this. The disposition of your heart should be to give, and to give first, as you said, and that's what we look at Philippians 2 about, like, don't be selfish in your thinking, like consider others before yourself, kind of thing. Yeah. But that doesn't mean now you've gone on a spree of donating to 1 billion charities.
Yeah.
Not saying that's a wrong. No, that doesn't mean that
they want you to.
Do you know? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you can't, innit. But also that we think about like 2 Corinthians. It talks about. Huh?
He said, "If you can," I'm saying we all can. Why not?
Because I know my finances. What do you mean?
Hey,
but wait, hear me out.
Let me
stop bumping train.
Show me Uber Eats.
Let me get to the point I was talking about. Also, like, we look at scriptures about like the condition of your giving, if that makes sense. Because if you're giving now out of fear that all my days I have so much bread, I need to share it with everyone. That's wrong giving. Do you get what I mean? And so that's why, like, going back to what Bunmi was saying about pocket watching, sometimes it can be unhealthy, if that makes sense, because now you're so aware of what everybody's saying that you should do with your money or how people see you. Now you're overthinking, and then again your giving is out of the wrong condition. And so you have to be mindful of that.
But then the question also comes: are we aware of what people are saying, what we're giving, or are we aware of what the Bible's saying about how we give?
Or are we sometimes just overthinking ourselves? Like, maybe I should be giving more.
And sometimes
you ask yourself that question. I'll be real, I used to give. I didn't give a percentage in it. I just gave a set amount, and I was like, to be consistent, I just make it like a direct debit, so I can't say no to it. I remember one time it came out of my pocket, and I was thinking.
But like, see, there's also like a bit of a flaw in this as well, and like Krabs actually mentioned that at the beginning. I think as Christians, when we think about our giving, we only think about our giving in terms of tithes and offering and charity. We think about that as giving. But again, like I think Krab said at the beginning, you taking your children on holiday is giving. I think it is. I think that's giving. But then again, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so now
you can't say for taking your girl on dates.
Yeah. But then look, like, but okay, so now you've taken your family, like, Minister blah blah, taking his family to Bora Bora. Now people are looking at him like he's living extravagant. Do you get what I mean? But that's a giving to his children. That's an
but I think all of this is under the moderation, if that makes sense. I think overconsumption is also flashy.
I agree.
Because it's like, to what end? Why do you keep going to these things? Why do you keep getting these things? And the way that I overcome overconsumption, which is then gonna be flashy, right? I have a Stanley cup. And before I got my Stanley cup, I would buy a new cup all the time.
So this one is just like steady.
And I haven't bought a Stanley cup ever since. You've had this for how long? How long have you had?
3 years?
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have. Me and Abigail were talking about like my Essentials tracksuit. That is the best thing ever. Like,
quality.
You buy it once, you're never gonna need anything again. But you're gonna, as a result of that, you're going to look flashy.
That's true.
That's a great.
Straight up.
Hey, you're here.
She's arrived.
As much as I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm not saying like I don't think we should spend money on anything. I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to. Because I had this conversation the other day. I was in Oxford Street with my friends Biz and Loretta, innit? We went flannels, went to a couple of different shops. No, I didn't buy anything.
I did
money not there. But so we were looking at some shirts, innit? And I saw this Vivienne Westwood shirt that I really liked. And I said, one of the things I do believe in buying is designer shirts. Because feel the fabric and tell me how long it lasts. It will just last longer. Like some of my Versace shirts, you see the green and blue one that I have, the edgy one. I've had it 7 years. You can't tell. Some of my M&S shirts, dark.
They're replacing they're Primark white tees, bro.
They're Primark £2.99 t-shirts.
Bro, that's lasting no summer. That's it.
No, bro, that's lasting not even summer. 2 washes. Done.
You know what it is?
Done.
It survived 1 wash. The second wash doesn't come out.
Bro, that Uniqlo top, that bro, it survived.
Bro.
When they say life, Uniqlo. Sponsor us. When they say lifewear, they mean lifewear.
You see the Matalan joggers,
bro. Yeah. Matalan joggers done, bro. I bought 4 pairs, bro.
Yeah. That's pajamas now. That's pajamas, bro.
Yeah.
So I should have bought £25.
You is it? Buy cheap, buy twice.
Yeah. That's why I said if you do have the means, I'm not saying you shouldn't. That's why I said like you take care of you have to take care of your family. Like, if you have the means to buy a good house, you're not gonna go and buy a bad house just for the sake of I need to give more to the kingdom because your family are now gonna be
putting your 4 kids in one place.
Because now your family are gonna be struggling and that's not really, you're not doing the kingdom work at all because
ministry is your family. Your first ministry is your family.
Your family, innit? So if you know, for example, if you have the means to buy a good car that's gonna last your family for a while, like for example, the cars that my dad usually gets are cars that might not be mad flashy, but they're cars that are durable because he knows what he's going to use it for. He knows he's going to use it to transport a lot of things. Well, back in the day anyways, to transport a lot of like instruments or whatever. So he's not going to get a C-class coupe, bro, because
hey, here blood. This guy's too funny. This guy's too funny.
Hey, flex lifestyle good.
But you know, but you see, it's that kind of thinking I think that as Christians that we need to get closer to, whereby our purchases are more informed by that kind of thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we shouldn't buy nice things. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that it should be those kind of things first. Like, okay, cool. You see my priorities, whether it's my family, my friends, my parents, whatever. Have I catered to those things? And on top of that, cool, I'm buying this thing. It could be clothes, it could be a watch, it could be... What's my first thinking here? Is it that this is really, really nice and I want it? Because I think that sometimes when it comes to things that we like and we want, we never want to... We never think about that as fleshly wants. Because when sometimes it just is. Like sometimes because it's like...
You mean example, please?
Let me give you an example. So, cool. Let's say now, we're saying... it could just be... It could be anything. It could be a pair of shoes that you really, really like. Oh, I want these because I really like them.
4 match tickets?
Anything. Yeah. It could be leisurely buys. It could be like going back to the example I gave at the beginning, the watch thing. It's like what's informing why I chose this watch over another watch. And because if we're saying it's comfort or it's pleasure, if you were to do the same thing with your time, you'd call that bad stewardship sometimes. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
And it's like I think that sometimes we just need to be a little bit more intentional about why are we buying this or that. And I think that when it comes to luxury goods, it becomes even more interesting. Because it's like, cool, let's say there's a certain level of car, that there's no level of practicality that will ever justify the spending. A 250k Rolls Royce, there is...
What about if you're making racks?
Cool, but then it comes down to the thing of should the Christian millionaires.
Now, even with cars, they come to a point where it's like you're actually paying now for luxury rather than necessity. For example, though, if you have a business now and like you need to cater to your like the people that are coming flying in and that, you're not gonna want to drive them around in an Astra. Do you know what I mean? Like you're gonna want something nice, so you're gonna want like maybe it doesn't have to be a Rolls Royce, but it's got to be like a.
Can I ask you?
Because another thing is but I can't lie. If you work hard, you're able to enjoy
the fruits for your labor.
Like you're actually able to enjoy it.
You can enjoy your labor.
You don't think you don't?
I'm not saying you kind of. I just want to see some scripture.
I do know there's a few scriptures that basically imply that you are able to.
Interesting.
When I find
Ecclesiastes.
Can I ask you about something?
Ecclesiastes, bro.
Jesus weren't capping, bro. When he told that rich guy to drop everything, he weren't lying, bro. I'll be honest with you. The struggles with being broke. The best thing about being broke sometimes, like when listen. Chill. Why are you laughing, bro? I'm trying to be serious, bro. Sometimes, no. Like if you've been broke, you're understanding it. But like sometimes the good thing about being broke is there's not really much overthinking to be done. Like you just know that I need to get this.
That man, that's actually
and
true,
I think people
not always true.
But the lack of choice.
But then when you get a choice, what are you gonna do? Is it shoes or food?
Yeah, but
no. I can't lie. That's not when you're breast. You're not thinking about shoes.
Wait, what?
Bro.
Wait, hear what Mama just said.
What did he say?
shoes or food.
When you're breast.
No, but but someone can. My point is that I was joking in it. But my point is that someone can be brass. Yeah, someone can be brass. However, the first thing on their mind when they get some sort of money isn't their necessities. It can be the things that will give them pleasure. For example, making it dark. I don't want to take it dark, but making it dark. Maybe it's,
you want to take it to be fair.
someone gets a bit of bread.
Yeah.
And now what they want to do is get alcohol. Do you get what I mean? I was gonna make it more dark, but they don't need to hit it. But do you get what I mean?
I'm talking about Christians that are broke. Sorry, to make it clear, I'm talking about like, because we're talking about when you have money.
I think we're talking about material things as well.
Yeah, material things you're overthinking.
Yeah, but people don't pray about their purchases though,
and
I think that's why there is overconsumption.
People pray that God allows them to purchase stuff. They don't pray whether they should be purchasing.
Because I think you see the alcohol and the drugs thing. I think when it comes to like escapism and poverty, that's different. But you see like the food or shoes thing. It's interesting because we think, but I really want these shoes. Because I need another option in my wardrobe. Not because the soles of my shoes are genuinely broken.
When you're color-matching stuff, like that's a luxury.
But you see what I'm saying about it? You see, I wanted to ask you about the statement you made. You said about luxury or necessity. Green shoes because I got a green shirt to match with it. Like, if you're only gonna wear it for that green shirt, that becomes a luxury. But this is the question I wanted to ask you. You said about sometimes it comes to the thing about buying for luxury rather than necessity.
Yeah.
Do you think that as a Christian you should ever be buying for luxury?
You know what it is, yeah.
I don't think you should.
You know what it is.
I think the Lord will supply all your needs.
I don't think.
And after that, I think.
When it comes to Christians buying for luxury, I feel like the luxury I have in my mind. There's never a day that a Christian needs to wake up and be like, I need this luxury. I need to go to Selfridges. I need to drop it, shop till I drop it. I don't think that's a.
It's going to Blank Street for matcha luxury.
I think going.
But then I think this is what I'm saying.
£4 somewhere else is.
No, but hear me out.
Someone for dinner.
Hear me out. This way it gets a bit tricky because it goes to the definition of what is luxury. Is me buying my Converses me buying for luxury or necessity?
Luxury is
do you get what I mean? No,
when I was a kid, McDonald's was like going to the McDonald's drive-through. For me, that was like that's amazing.
Wait, can I give the definition?
Look at the definition.
Luxury is a state of great comfort or elegance, especially when involving great expense. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me give a caveat to this discussion because I think that there's two things we must recognize when talking about luxury. The first things first is when we're talking about buying luxury, we're talking about material things, and I think we can discount like food, like expenses, them small £4-5 kind of things. Small.
Oh my goodness!
No, that would change my life right now.
On the floor, you picking it up.
It would change my life right now.
Let me get to the point.
But my point is this, innit? I think because what we should be looking at is if I now use my money for this luxury, is that a good use or a bad use of what God has given me?
Okay. Yeah.
And how does that reflect in me trying to emulate Christ in my life? And would Christ have ever used the money if Christ had the same amount of money and the same wardrobe, whatever, would he have used the money for that luxury?
I don't know if he likes flares.
This guy is not a real guy, man.
Because you see people, I think people like to make it seem like what Jesus would have done with said resource is an exaggeration.
Yeah, I get me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
bro.
think Jesus would have got anything, you know.
I don't think he would.
But what are we doing here then?
This is the point.
I promise you, if Christ had £1 million in the bank, he's probably only keeping.
He's buying his food,
£5, bro.
He's getting the roof over his head, his food, and
everything.
But you have to ask yourself, what are we actually doing here? Then
that's a good question.
Yeah, but
running around in it.
It sounds like vanity. Everything is vanity. This sounds like
isn't that what the Bible tells us?
Yeah, but like.
But then Solomon, everything is vanity is what Solomon said. But he also says, enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Enjoying the fruits of your labor and enjoying the excess fruits of your labor.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
You can enjoy it.
No,
but now when you're making it into a fruit salad, it's a different thing, bro. I'll be real.
But that's but my question to all of you, and I want everyone to answer this almost like quick fire. What do you? No, because there's a lot of us. So what do you think? What would you define as luxury and excess? You see, you talk about excessive spending, luxury. Yeah. What would you define that as? Because it can't just be an LV thing. Because you can buy a Primark gym set and it might be luxury. Yeah. Do you get me? So what would you define as luxury?
Can you go first?
Excess? If you can't buy... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, can you go first?
I'll ask a question.
Okay, cool. I'll go first. If you can't buy it 5 times.
Oh, give me a rest. Don't bring that Insta here, bro.
Bro, that's what Hannah told me. I was like, bro.
Someone meant to answer that question, brother.
No, okay, no. To be fair. Wait.
There's actually no way.
To be fair, that's your answer. If you can't buy it 5 times, all right, cool. Quebs.
Go on. Okay, you know what? Let me see how you guys answer it. Go on. Let me see.
I don't know if I can't explain the need for it, the necessity for it, maybe that's what I would say is a luxury. Like, if I can't explain the necessity, the need for it.
Yeah, I think two things. I think if I can't explain the need for it, but I think also if there would have been a cheaper option that would have matched it for practicality and durability and like doing what it needs to do.
So that's a good one.
That's I don't think.
I agree with that. You know, I think that's a perfect definition.
Yeah, that's a good.
Wait,
The only extra one I would add to what you said.
This guy's hating.
I hate
What you
was
said
unsuccessful.
was if it's too convenient.
Can I give an example, please?
Yeah, give an example.
I was trying to think of one, but I'm thinking more of like what girls think, like beauty services.
So buying a new outfit for your friend's birthday dinner when you have a dress already.
Okay, like PLT next day delivery. That's too convenient. Or having someone do your hair instead of doing it yourself. That's too convenient. And I think
To what degree though?
Yeah, can I ask you a question? Because I feel like it's a very different conversation when females enter the chat. Because you lot have different expenditures to us. As a woman, yeah, what do you see? Obviously, it's only your opinion. You can't speak for every woman.
Please.
But what do you see as like extravagant? So for example, yeah, it's like sometimes you see girls like they have a new birthday dinner. Oh, I'm gonna buy a new dress. Like they have dresses, or it's like, at what point do you?
But their dresses are like £2.50.
no, they're not.
I've seen them cheap prices.
Not every girl is buying.
Get a girlfriend.
Bro, they got me messaging she like a billion times, bro. Bro, you don't know about House of CB. When they send you that link.
Hey, what is it? House of CB? That one there.
When you get that link, boom, House of CB. You gotta lock the phone, bro.
Fair play.
No, but like,
What's it called? Poly, all of them. Yeah,
but even like, for example, you have like obviously whether it's buying new outfits or even if it's like the hair thing, it's like, or even like sometimes certain hair options are just really expensive. Or like getting new makeup for every, like what does it look like for you?
Like, what do I prioritize?
Or like, what do you see as luxury and what's not?
So with what you said about alternatives, so with makeup you can get drugstore, so stuff you can get Boots and Superdrug.
But when some people say that actually like is not as good for your skin. Or
no, but I think people do too much. If that makes sense. So like, there's always a dupe for something that you have. Like I have a primer and have the dupe for it. And someone gifted me the
So
real
what's
thing.
a primer?
What's the first step of your?
But do you not think that, like, for example, like when it comes to like water resistance, if you
because I think that's the thing with consumerism.
Is that
I think people
them Arab perfumes
tell
selling at
themselves
stations
that they need to get the real thing when they can get that. I have bare perfume, so that's another thing. I have bare options, so I think luxury is another thing. If you got hella options, then I think that's luxury.
How many tunics do you think Jesus had?
Like maybe 5.
I don't think Jesus had 5 tunics. I think he had 2 and he was running them on rotation.
No.
Man had nowhere to lay his head, bro.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, but he did get dripped out in that red one. The nice red and purple one.
When they were gonna kill him. Okay, thank you.
When they were gonna kill it, it was to mock him.
Thank you.
To mock him.
Thank you.
No, before that.
When?
Maybe I'm watching too much Chosen, you know. I might be cooked. I might be watching too much Chosen.
You know,
I think it's about alternatives, and I think with makeup you can get the cheaper option. And I think because I only recently went to the expensive makeup, just recently. Yeah.
Is that because your tax bracket went up and that?
No, I just have like an irrational itch to buy makeup.
Is that a prayer point?
Oh yeah, I'm not buying makeup 2025. Don't worry, guys.
I'll pray for you.
We'll be there.
Yes. Oh, that's.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Yeah.
Look at me on the hate watch.
Yeah, what was your question? I
just like kind of what would you call
Yeah, she did.
You did. You said about options and convenience.
Yeah, but like some girls, not me, but like some girls, they get their hair done all the time. Like they get their hair installed all the time. They get different bundles all the time. £600, £300, £150. So like that's their version of luxury services. And to be honest, to sit in a chair and get your hair done, that is luxury. Like not having to do that yourself is a luxury. Yeah.
I think the modern world has made convenience seem like a necessity.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I agree.
I think that's become
that's
the new luxury.
Do you think there's a reality where like people just don't like understand it, where it's like they can really and truly, if they got stripped to their bare necessities, that they could function and live like as a
but the problem is when you enter like a new level, you're never gonna want to go back.
No, that's what I'm saying. But do you think people don't realize that like they could actually live a life of like, and it will actually be
sufficient?
It's selfishness at the end of the day. I think the want to feed your own convenience over helping somebody else's needs is selfishness.
So what are we gonna do about this now?
Oh, naps.
No. I think that what we should
naps is real though.
I think that because I'm still thinking about earlier when you were like, so what are we doing here? And I think
what we all got to do is I think it's as simple as this. I think it's when we make purchases, that is not your bread or your TFL to get to work, or whatever, is actually have an intentional prayer and thought process about what you're spending your money on. And also having on the other side as well, look at what money are you giving to people. Who are you helping? How are you helping them? And I think even when you see, if you do your budgeting or your monthly review of your spending, look at how much money did I spend that made a tangible impact on other people's lives, and how much money did I spend that only impacted me.
That's true.
Do you think
that's deeper?
Budgeting would then be biblical principle to some extent?
I think so. I think budgeting is a principle.
Track your expenditure.
Stewarding the money.
What did Jesus say? How many bring all the bread and the fish that we have together, right? How's that not budget?
I have a question.
Wait, can I say something? Two things that I think we're gonna discuss in a later episode, maybe. I think two things that also play into this is spending because of insecurity. Because of whether it's because of status, as my man has that car, man's gonna also, or these guys are, and I think it also comes to when we're going out as well. I think sometimes the way people spend on clothes, makeup, shoes to go out is not based off of appropriateness. It's based off of not wanting to look lower than. And I'm a Congolese person, in it, we had a funeral a couple of weeks ago. Some of the conversations I was hearing. I gotta get this suit because I don't want to look. It's a funeral. Someone died. Why is this the conversation we're having? And man are actually having serious conversations about, I don't want to look late, so I'm buying this suit or this jewelry. And I'm thinking, guys were taking. I was at the, like before funerals, you have like link ups. Guys are talking about going to Bista to buy a drip for the funeral so they don't look late. And I was like, you lot are 50, 60, like, can we grow up here? But I think but that's a serious thing. I think it's not wanting to be insecure. Sometimes I think it goes to stuff like, everybody has these crep, I don't want to look late, or everybody has these bags, I don't want to look late. I think also buying and spending based off of emotion. I think sometimes you're upset, so you buy a new jacket. Stuff like that. Yeah. I think sometimes we gratify our emotions with stuff that is like worldly, as opposed to going to God and then excuse it because of I was sad.
Yeah, retail therapy.
Yeah, all that kind
of
bullcrap.
That's what it is.
Is it?
It's bullcrap, yeah.
So what are we gonna do?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if we're being honest, because you see how we spoke about Jesus being our example, and he is, but we also know that 21st century things have changed in that sense. Not in the sense of like you're not going out and wearing a tunic. Do you get me? You're not going out wearing a tunic, and so sometimes like that's why a bit what I like what Nap said, because like sometimes you can have these discussions, but really and truly, you're buying a trackie next week. You're buying a sweatshirt.
Maybe you shouldn't.
No, I'm not saying that you should, but I'm saying like how do you make it? If we were to give people a practical demonstration, what should life look like as a believer to live moderately? Because a bit like what Bunmi said, it goes back to modesty really, and it goes back to like because greed is overindulgence. Do you get what I mean? And so and greed is a sin. And so like a lot of things that we're talking about are actually sin that no one will ever talk about. Do you get what I mean? But if we had like not a bullet point list, but like if we had to like structure, okay, you're a Christian living in the 21st century. What should your life look like? What should routine look like? What should your spending look like? How do we say that?
I say do a wish list, pray over your wish list, and then tick off your wish list as the year goes. That's what I practically would do. And I did that this year, and I actually bought like 5 items. So
I think also, as well as having a wish list for things that you want to have, having some sort of wish list, it can be monthly, weekly, quarterly, or wish list, or like a wish list or a tick list of stuff you want to do for people, or causes you want to contribute to. I think to just try and get the balance right in terms of giving to yourself.
Be conscious of your giving, and go on with you.
I'm just listening, bro.
You just
listening? No, Sam's is a chill guy. Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know, I would say probably be like a bit more be more conscious with like what you're actually purchasing. Like actually think about, like take the time to like go through the thought process.
Search,
like what am I buying this for? Like I know some people like what you're saying about like some clothes. Like I'll be real, branded jeans is such a dead hype.
Daily paper jeans.
Daily paper jeans don't make sense to me, bro. Like these branded jeans are like £300. They don't make sense to me, bro. But it goes back to what Bunmi was saying. Maybe you buy a jean I bought a jean from Boohoo. It was done after 2 weeks. Bro. Yeah, but I'm not saying that's what I'm trying to say.
But that's
what I'm saying about the
research.
I ain't buying. Be conscious about what you're buying. Like be conscious about.
There's bare different styles. Like 501, 503.
Like you have to.
I'm a denim guy, bro.
You have to understand like the price point eventually isn't about the quality of the clothes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about profit for the company. So
and the brand that you're paying for.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like I know I got a pair of Levi jeans. I don't fit me no more, but they are.
Yeah, still same,
bro. And I've had them since like I was like 18, so it's been like 40.
I had a pair since 2013, bro.
Bro, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's been washed, it's just the style of the clothes, innit? So do your research, innit? Be conscious about how you're buying. Be conscious about how you're buying it. That's what I'd say. Like, as much as you pray about it, like, do your research. Like, why are you getting it? Yeah. Like, can you really not get?
I think another tip I'd add is do your best to pray on kind of detaching yourself from your money.
Yeah.
Because I think that whenever people talk about stewarding their gifts, it's you are not your gift. Yeah. Like, that's a common thing that people talk about. You are not your money. It's something that God has given you for the blessing of others. I think the moment you attach yourself too much to what God has given you, then you have a massive problem with giving it out and dishing it out and sharing it because it's you. So I think
I think if I was to say something, it's also like the posture of your heart, like kind of assessing the posture of your heart, because if your mindset is like, you know what, like, because I've given £500 to the people, now it means I can spend £700. I don't think that's a healthy mindset to be living in terms of like the posture of your giving, but also your spending. Do you get what I mean? And so I feel like that can do more harm than good in it. So I think it's assessing. It's not like a mathematical necessarily thing. It's not a mathematical thing, essentially. I think it's like a posture thing. Do you get what I mean? Because even if you go back to the story of the widow and the Pharisee, she gave one copper coin. He gave 2 silver coins, but it was everything that she had. Do you get what I mean? So it kind of goes back to that, because now your giving is fear-induced. I'm going to be giving bare because I feel like I need to be giving bare so I can live an excessive life, if that makes sense. Then you're cooked same way. And so I'd say like it's take your heart to God and let him shape what your giving looks like.
I think that thing about taking your heart to God is be very careful taking your heart to God in prayer and in scripture too, because a blind man can't tell himself whether he looks good or not. It's like sometimes the way you assess your heart, you're already cooked.
I don't believe in you assessing your own heart.
Did you get me? So I think it's also just like looking when you spend your money and whatever, it's like, what would Jesus do?
And chatting to your brethren as well, man.
Be in friendship groups that buy each other gifts if you want to find a loophole, innit? Like, if you buy each other gifts, am I wrong?
Today he's been on that. I'm not Netflix, you know.
I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, say I'm wrong.
These guys are not buying me anything, man.
I know this is not the friendship group.
No, I would. She ain't buying you, man.
I buy the man gifts. I buy gifts to my friends.
That's true, you know.
It's the first.
I buy everybody gifts.
If I see something that I think someone would like, I'll get it for them. I got you guys books.
What'd you get?
Brother's still resting on this book from 2018.
Now you bunked my birthday. You can't buy me no gifts. You bunked my birthday.
What?
You bunked my birthday every year.
Bro, you know he didn't even say happy birthday to me.
Birthday?
There we go.
I don't remember anyone's birthday though. That's my problem. Because I saw it in the group chat. I'm sorry.
You know who took to the wedding to him and say happy birthday?
No, I said it in the group chat.
Oh yeah, maybe you did.
Yeah, because
you didn't say happy birthday to me.
I apologize.
You don't even remember when it was.
I know when your birthday is your birthday. I'm so sorry, guys. I actually.
Watch where you call your homie, man. That's the lesson of the episode, bro.
But if I ever see something I like and I think you guys would like it, I'll get it for you. I'll be real.
We're waiting for that day, bro.
Yeah.
Cool. Keep waiting.
But yeah, we out.
Hey.
How did you guys drag me onto here?
Yeah, man. You were here.
You sat down and you didn't want to get out,
do you know this? You see when I came to the studio and I was thinking about the episode, I actually thought you really like it. I know you like buying things.
Yeah, and I also